Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fantasy Football Talk with SJB and Hacker of Acton Fantasy Sports Talk. How you doing, Austin?
Not too bad. How are you?
Could be better, could be worse.
Yeah, I hear that.
I could be a Commander fan.
They have those?
They're out there somewhere.
Nope. We are almost to the playoffs for fantasy football.
Yeah, and my chances are dim in every single league.
But, you know, playoffs... What is that? What is that one?
Playoff?
Playoff, yeah.
Yeah,
the Colts old coach.
Yep. You're talking about playoff? Playoff?
I ain't making no playoff.
There you go, Ricky. Jolie! But, you got your top 5 research done?
Yep.
Hallelujah, because I couldn't find anything other than like cumulative stuff.
Nobody I got all the top 5 scorers from by skill positions for week 10. So you want to start with running backs first?
QBs. That's where we usually start.
QBs. Oh yeah, that's true. Okay. Quarterbacks. All right, quarterbacks, top 10 or top 5 scorers, PPR format for week 10. Number 1, Davis Mills, the Houston backup at 28.7. Matthew Stafford at second with 26.9. Jackson Dart at third, 26.3. Wait, did Dart even play? Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yep. Caleb Williams at fourth with 25.1. And number 5, Jared Goff at 24.8.
Jared Goff.
Running backs. Number 1, Jonathan Taylor at 46.6 points.
He had one hell of a game.
It switched my scoring format on me. That was the 46 point whatever was for standard. For PPR, he had 49.6. Number 2, Devon Achane at 40.5. Number 3, Jahmyr Gibbs at 38.2. Number 4, Travion Henderson at 28 even. And number 5, Kyron Williams at 22.4.
And now Trey McBride leads all the tight ends. I do know that.
Yes, I do believe he does. For wide receivers, we've got number 1, Drake London, 24.4. Number 2, Jamison Williams, 23.9. Number 3, Emeka Ibuka at 23.5. Number 4, Jalen Naylor at 23.4. And at 5, Nico Collins at 22.6. Tight ends. At number 1, like we knew, Trey McBride at 27.7. Number 2, George Kittle at 23.4. Number 3, Juwan Johnson at 19.2. Dalton Schultz at 4 with 18.3. And at 5, Tyler Warren at 17.9. So there's your top fantasy scorers for Week 10 PPR format at all skilled positions.
Yeah. Campbell said he's calling the plays the rest of the season. I don't understand why people still ask 5 days in a row after it's been announced since the presser after the game.
Mm-hmm. But it's interesting, and 4 of the top skilled positions we had 3 Lions: Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Jameson Williams.
That's great. But I know I'm a Lions centric channel, but this isn't supposed to be about the Lions. It's supposed to be about fantasy football. But we talk Lions a lot because it's brought up in the chat a lot. And yes, the Laporta injury is going to sting, but Brock Wright is a capable red zone target too. I think he has 4 touchdowns on the season, if I remember
does have
right.
4 touchdowns. So I mean, looping that in with fantasy football, any Laporta owners out there, Brock Wright should be available in most leagues to pick up in the waivers, but not in one.
Not in either one of them. Not the one she runs or you. I just got him in both.
So he is a serviceable backup tight end, and we made it a point in last night's show on the Lions Fan Cave chat that he would probably be the starting tight end on about 16 other teams. Hey, Jay, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a long time, sir. How you doing?
He's doing great over there in Oregon with his baby that's almost, a year old now?
Wow.
November 21st. I was right. Yeah. It's crazy.
That's crazy that he's already turning 1.
Yeah, at least Seattle's doing good. JB with the stellar memory. It was a lucky guess, trust me.
Well, I knew that he was a little bit his wife was a little bit further along than Megan was at the time that she was pregnant.
Right. And Megan always was hiding from the camera, looking for when you were blocking just right to run past you behind you.
Yeah.
It was the luckiest guess ever. But it is nice that I'm doing well on the pick'em.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
I don't think I added up last week's in there. No, it's last week. I forgot to change it to week 10, that's all. Yes, 90 and 57, sir.
I don't know. I really haven't kept track of my pick'ems this week. I think I stopped keeping track after week 8. It was
yep. Go on.
I was just doing other things with my fantasy football league. I'm trying to run out and put reports and stuff in the chat from yeah, probably I would have a losing record. You're probably right. But no, I've just been trying to be more engaging with my managers in my league, so haven't really kept track.
I mean, the ones that I usually get wrong are when the good teams actually just shit the bed against a bad team, like the Bills versus the Dolphins.
Oh my gosh, I
Um,
still can't believe that.
anyone versus the Saints. They're awful. But
Yes, sir.
Tyler Shook looks as good as everybody said he was coming out of college, compared to Spencer Rattler, who has looked like Kermit the Frog and Pat Mahomes' illegitimate love child. I think he's a twin to Jalen Hyatt.
We talked about that last night as well, J.I., about the Bears. I believe that their success so far has kind of been fool's gold. They haven't really played anybody. I mean, they had to come back against the Giants and Russell Wilson to win that game last week. And their remaining schedule is brutal, having to play the Packers again, us again, the Vikings, and the Steelers. So I think they're going to end the season in third at 9-8.
Oh, excuse me. Let's see. They lost to the Vikings, then lost to the Lions. Then they beat the Cowboys, which everybody was beating the Cowboys at that point. Then they barely beat the Raiders 25-24, barely beat the Commanders 25-24, beat the Saints at home 14-26, then lost to the Ravens without Lamar Jackson 16-30, then eked by the Bengals 47-42, then barely get by the Giants with the fourth quarter miraculous comeback 24-20.
It is an improvement.
Oh, I said they were getting at least 8 wins this year. I said they could get 8 to 10, and they're on pace that they could get that. But I settled for 9-8 is what I thought they would get.
Yep, definitely an improvement, but I just think the Packers and the Lions are still the better two teams over the Bears, and then like the wheels are falling off in Minnesota, and Sam Darnold's play in Seattle is kind of reminding them that they should have re-signed him instead of putting their trust in J.J. McCarthy this after coming off an injury.
JJ McCarthy hasn't impressed me, and this week will be a test because it's in Minnesota, and it's because they just play differently at home.
It's all about the system around Sam Darnold too. He failed in New York because it's the Jets and they don't like to build a team around anybody. I can't remember, where did he go? Where did Sam go after he was a Jet? Carolina.
Sam Darnold. Hey, I'll tell you what.
He's a
He has
system
looked
student.
good. He's a system. He's no longer a system quarterback. You can't call him that because he just went from one system to a different system and having the same amount of success on a totally different team. So he started out with two horrible teams. He started out with the Jets, whose front office is more dysfunctional than the Bundys from Married with Children. And then he went to Dave Tepper and Dan Morgan down there with Frank Reich still at the helm of the Carolina Panthers. Not good. He goes to Minnesota and looked like the second coming of Ginger Jesus. And Yeah, because they accepted each other's cheating. Face it. It was still dysfunctional. Look at the way the kids treated each other. They picked on each other incessantly. You just couldn't pick on them.
Thank you for
And
reminding me
don't
to go watch a show I haven't seen in a long time.
and don't forget, Al Bundy once scored 4 touchdowns for Polk High in near Chicago. Just had to throw that in there.
Mhm.
He could have been the Packers' Tony Mandarich.
Yeah.
But instead, Ed O'Neill was a Pittsburgh Steeler and drafted him back when they had a 17-round draft. I would rather be the Simpsons than the Bundys.
I'd rather be the Bundys.
Go have a cow, man. Go have a cow, man.
I didn't get in The Simpsons like I got into Married with.
That being said, sell quick before the price drop.
Mhm.
You know, anybody that had a Russell Wilson autographed rookie card, I hope you sold it while he was still a Seahawk because his value's dropping faster than the budget.
Oh God, yes. It's hard to believe that he went to 2 Super Bowls and won 2.
And it was funny. There was an argument between Rico Beard and Rieger of the ticket. And Rieger went off saying there's absolutely no way. I think Russell Wilson has played himself out of the Hall of Fame with how bad he's played with other teams. Whereas Aaron Rodgers, he'll be in.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But
in Denver.
he said they were Rico asked Rieger, Matt Stafford, Hall of Famer or not. And he said absolutely not, because he didn't win anything with Detroit.
He just broke NFL record upon record in Detroit.
Right. And every franchise record we had for a quarterback who
Right.
Goff has a chance to end up passing him if he plays his entire contract.
Can't fault the guy for having a front office that didn't give a shit.
I have a quick question for you. Who leads the league in active quarterback in yardage right now?
Who leads the league?
From 2017 to now, who leads the league in career passing yards?
Matt Stafford?
No.
Is it Goff?
It is Jared Goff.
Wow.
He's leading Stafford by 545 yards.
Wow.
Guess who? No. Mahomes has less passing yards than Goff. Yeah, Stafford is second, and then I think it's Mahomes, Allen, and then you get into a plethora of other guys that hover around that 10,000 yards behind. Even Jackson, because remember, his first 2 years, he didn't throw for very many, and he's been injured a lot. Same with Russell Wilson, really. He had those 2 years where he missed like half a season, then he missed an entire season. Wasn't that a bad throwing shoulder that year that he had to have surgery on when he missed almost the entire year?
Who is that?
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Start Baker or Goff? Good question,
That's a
Adam.
good question.
Who's Baker playing? That's the
Uh,
matchup.
Tampa is playing.
Oh, they're playing Buffalo's defense. Buffalo's defense has actually been pretty decent versus the past. They're in Buffalo this week.
Okay.
Whereas Goff is in Philly, who also has been a good passing defense, but they give up 10 yards per play in play action against offenses that run play action. And the Lions run play action 51% of the time and average 18 yards per pass. Food for thought.
So Goff.
Yeah, 51.6% of the time, Lions run play action, whether it's out of the shotgun, out of the eye, out of the pro set, whatever they run out of. They
I
use
feel
play
like
action a lot.
I feel like Tampa's going to try to set up the run game because Buffalo hasn't been that great against the run.
And Bucky Irving's already out. But yeah, Bills are bottom 5 in run defense, like the Ravens. The Ravens are creeping up. They were bottom 3, and they're up to 4 now because they're finally starting to stop teams. Like, stop, Eric. Just saying. They basically almost have to win out, and they got to start beating the Steelers, which is something they struggle with. Lamar Jackson has a losing record in his career versus the Steelers. Doesn't matter home or away. For some reason, the Steelers have his number.
Yeah, I think the Ravens just dug themselves too much of a hole to get themselves out of. So I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year. If they do, it's gonna sneak in as the seventh.
Somehow, I think they're still in second place in that division.
Are they?
AFC East, it's the Patriots 9-2, Bills are 6-3, Miami Dolphins are 3-7, and the Jets. Yeah, they're 4-5 now. They are in second place, behind by a game.
Oh wow. Okay.
They've won 3 games in a row. Indianapolis Colts are at 8-2. Jacksonville Jaguars are 5-4. The Houston Texans are 4-5, and the lowly Titans are 1-8 and holding the first pick overall in the draft right now. Here's the crazy one: AFC West, 8-2 Broncos, 7-3 Chargers, 5-4 Chiefs, 2-7 Raiders.
I'm gonna talk about a weak ass division in the AFC North. Damn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The AFC North isn't much better than anybody else. In the NFC East, you've got 7-2 Eagles. They don't even need to win this game. You know why? Because Dallas is second place at 3-5-1. Washington's 3-7. New York's 2-8. Our division, 6-3 Lions, first place. Chicago Bears, 6-3, second place because they're 0-2 in the division. Green Bay Packers, 5-3-1, 1-0 in the division. Minnesota Vikings, 4-5, yet they've won both their divisional games versus the Bears and the Lions. Now let's go look in the NFC South. 6-3 for the Bucs with a loss last week. Who'd they lose? Oh, they had the Patriots. Carolina Panthers, 5-5. Atlanta Falcons, 3-6. New Orleans Saints, 2-8. The NFC West, 7-2 and 7-2. That's Seattle and the Rams. They're tied. After this weekend, they won't be.
Yeah, I was gonna say
because they play each other.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle's 3-2 in the division, and Rams are 3-1. But guess who their one loss in the division is to? The Seahawks.
Yep.
San Francisco 6-4. and Arizona Cardinals are 3-6. Thank you, sir. So I actually talk about all the teams, and that right there tells me that the best division in football right now is the NFC North.
By far.
We have 12, 17. We have 21 wins in our division. The next closest, I think, would be the West. Oh no, we are not the highest win as a division. It is the West. They have 23, but we have the tightest division.
So we
as
have
far
the
as
race, most competitive.
the NFC least is back to what it used to be. One team dominating, the other ones all suck because they have a total win total of 15.
Wow.
Philadelphia could lose to every team outside of their division on the schedule and
And
still end up with 12 wins. Think about that. All they got to do is win out in their division, and they'll end up with 12 wins.
wow.
What in the world happened to Commanders? The second oldest roster in football. Injuries. Terry McLaurin's been out most of the season. Jaden Daniels out the rest of the season with the elbow injury, and that was awful to watch. That poor guy.
He should have never been in that game. Dan Quinn should have pulled his ass out of that game.
Now, here's the funny thing. The Bears are finally beating bad teams. That's a good sign because they used to play down to bad teams. They're 3-1 at home and they're 3-2 on the road. So they've won equal amount of games, whether home or away. In the conference, they're 4-2. So that means that they're 2-1 outside the conference.
Mm-hmm.
They've got 239 points for and 247 against. Because let's face it, we put a beat down on their ass. 283 for the Lions with 200 points against, a plus 83 point differential. The Packers are the only other team in the division with a plus point differential. They're 1-0 in the division. They're 3-2-1 in the conference. They're 5-3-1 overall with a plus 37. But they've lost their last two games. The Bears have won their last two games. In Minnesota, well, they tried last week. The only team in the NFC South to win a game last week was who? The New Orleans Saints. You got to be shitting me. You got to be shitting me.
Oh,
They're the only one on a win streak.
What,
it
one
makes
game?
no goddamn sense. Yeah, one game streak. Everybody else is lost. Atlanta Falcons have lost 4 in a row. It's why I refuse to pick them versus the Panthers at home this week. You got a 333 team versus a 500 team. Isaac Tesla is questionable this week. Ranked player position, team-wide, they're projected high. Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills, strong dual threat ability, favorable matchup. Drake May, New England, emerging QB with upside plus passing volume gives them the top fantasy floor and ceiling. Fantasy Pros, Herbert. Oh, yeah, you can look up a lot of stuff per AI. But at the same time, AI makes mistakes. We found that out the first time I tried to use it.
If you're using, like, especially I've seen it in like Chat GPT, they'll use stats and information from last year.
Right. Right now, Goff is, because of his average of 19.7 points per game, is considered the 17th best fantasy football quarterback. Number right now is Drake May. Josh Allen is slipped. And if Jackson Dart was healthy, he'd be in the top 10 and Goff would be pushed down again. Because he was averaging 23 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
But 4 concussions in 6 games get the coach fired.
Yeah.
So Isaac Tesla, we all knew that the guys coming off AR may have at least the next 2 seasons, the way he's playing, they'll probably extend him again because they have to restructure. They have to restructure his contract next year. So they're either going to add years or add void years. It'll be one or the other because there's no way we can afford to take that $69 million cap hit for the balloon payment of that 4-year contract in year 3. So I expect them to get that to right around 49, maybe 45 million by restructuring and getting 20 to 25 million off. And that means you're either going to be adding years or you're going to be paying him for doing nothing but riding the bench at home watching him on the couch. And he already said he wants to retire a Lion. So I think if he keeps going the way he's going, with being the most accurate passer in the league this year by far, and keeping the interceptions down and the touchdowns up, because right now he has 23 touchdowns and three interceptions.
20
touchdowns.
20 touchdowns to 3 picks.
Yeah. That's insane.
That's great.
That's a 6.3 to 1 touchdown to interception ratio. By the way, J.I., because I know you asked me about how Terrion was improving, and I know he's out this week. But last week, this was the highest rated cornerback performances in the league with a minimum of 20 snaps. Look who's number 1. And there's the PFF grades to back it up. He had a 99 overall. And since week 4, that's his QBR against. Second best in the NFL. The damn shame he's got that concussion. He's developing just fine in his second year.
Developing. He'll be just fine.
I think he has 8 penalties through the first 3 games. And I think Austin said to trade him. Just kidding.
At least I'm not one of the Lions fans that called him the next Jeff Okuda.
I do have another interesting thing for you, J.I., and you're going to love this. It's about Jahmyr Gibbs and why he should be a dynasty player in any draft he's in. 3 years, 41 touchdowns, under the age of 24. He doesn't turn 24 until March 10th. Just under Jim Brown, just under Emmitt Smith and Randy Moss, and within reach of Barry Sanders by the end of the season. That's total touchdown.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, the 3 running backs that are on that list are all Hall of Famers and considered, the top 5 running back in NFL history.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have to remember, he averages 10 touchdowns a year receiving, too. That adds. Remember last year he had 21 touchdowns to break Jamal Williams' record. How about Michigan?
That was
5 turnovers and still win the game.
Yeah, it was an ugly win for sure, and I'll take it. But yeah, 5 turnovers is not ideal and won't win you very many football games.
That Marshall kid looks like he's doing pretty good.
Marshall's doing. He's a true freshman as well, and he's looking pretty damn good. I'm hoping that. I'm hoping that what is it, Jordan Marshall is okay after sustaining that right shoulder injury, because we be
19,
thin at the running back position.
yeah, 19 carries, 142 yards, 7.5 average, and 2 tutties. Bryce Underwood didn't do bad. He had 9 carries for 30 yards, 3.3 average, and a tutty.
His 2 picks were pretty costly, or could have been. I mean, one of them was costly and gave up the lead.
What do I think about Shady Michigan State?
They suck.
After the wins that were vacated during the Mel Tucker era, do you know what their record is since Mel Tucker was hired till now? They are now 3-28.
3-28.
3-28.
Ouch.
Ouch! You know what's funny? Is they are now, because of vacated wins, tied with USC for the most vacated wins in NCAA history and 4th overall.
Wow. I didn't know that.
14 wins vacated. 14.
That's crazy.
Guess what one of those was?
Was
The
it
Hunt versus Michigan. It's a
The-
vacated win.
the trouble with the snap game?
Yes.
Oh, good. So it didn't really happen. Oh,
Remember, that was Mel Tucker's first year.
I do remember that now. Yeah. I remember that game vividly.
But Marsh there, Andrew Marsh, he had a game. 12 receptions, 189 yards. Considering that Bryce Underwood only threw for 280, he was the offense as far as the receiving was done. No, the other team does not get the win. It's like it doesn't exist.
That
It just
didn't
gets
happen.
erased from it gets erased. That's it. That means at least 3 of the wins counted during that time. I heard they also have a 1.5% fee coming out of their stuff. Actually, Brian Thomas Jr. is a conundrum. Ton of talent, but he's having like the worst sophomore slump of any wide receiver I've ever seen. Alex Pierce has been consistent. That is something to consider, or see if you've got a fan in your league that'll trade you somebody for him.
Mhm.
Somebody that hasn't really produced as much as they should, like Khalil Shakur, and Alex Pierce. If he's a free agent, yes, I say go ahead and do it. But there's guys like Wandell Robinson. He's not the number 1 on the team, or Darius Slayton, or T. Higgins. You could be able to get somebody that is a Jaguars fan to make that trade if they're in your league. Because he is tremendously talented. I'm not going to take anything from him. The kid's fast. He's tall. He usually has good hands. There's something going on with Jacksonville. I appreciate you watching, Mark G. That's from your channel, buddy.
Oh, thank you so much.
Anytime you see the little paper clip in the picture, that means it's from your channel.
See, I don't see that paperclip. Unless I'm not looking at it right.
Oh, look at that. It's in the profile picture where they got the little paper clip right above the
I was in full screen. That's why I wasn't able
Okay, 12 team, 1 flex, PPR, 5-5. Trade away DeMarcado, Swift, and Gadsden for Tyler Warren and Hampton. My running backs are Kyron, Hendy, Swift, DeMarcado, Corum, Mason, Tootin. You got CD, Pittman, Tetton, Slayton.
I'm trying, J.I. I'm trying.
So let me bring that back up. So Gadsden is a tight end that's doing almost as good as Tyler Warren. I don't know if I would make that trade. It looks like you could use help in your wide receiver room to me. So I might try to put the McCardo and Swift in and try to get a decent wide receiver, a mid-tier wide receiver to complement you. Because if any one of those guys get hurt or are out, it's going to hamper you greatly. Matt G, who's the best flex PPR this week? I have A.J. Brown, D.K. Judkins, and Ted McMillan. Considering how bad the Falcons' defense has been, Ted McMillan is a choice for me, and A.J. Brown.
Mhm.
Let's face it, DJ Reed and Terry Arnold are not playing for the Lions defense. But I say this with caution. A.J. Brown just complained again about the offense. Jalen Hurts tends to say, fuck you, and doesn't target him that next week, and then the week after he goes off. So I'm thinking Judkins or Ted McMillan myself. Because DK has not been consistent. He's been more up and down than the stock exchange. Oh, better yet, he's been more up and down than a mattress actor.
Yeah, I would agree. I would, for me, it would be Ted McMillan, based on the Falcons' secondary being awful this year, or A.J. Brown.
So, other than the Lions versus Philly, what is your next best game on the schedule this week? Should I bring up the schedule so you can look at
Yeah,
it?
let's bring it up.
All right. I think the next best game on the schedule is Seattle versus LA, and it's before us. And then you got the Chiefs versus Broncos. Those two should be hella fire games.
Yeah, I would agree with the Seattle and the Rams game. That will determine, sole possession of first place in the NFC West.
And just because I want them to win the division, I want the Jaguars to beat the Chargers to keep Denver, even if they lose a game ahead. I'm that evil. And yes, I picked the Denver because I hate Chief Frog Throat.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But yeah, I mean, every other matchup is just kind of like
They're just there.
they're mid, and I mean, the Monday
Green
night game.
Bay. Here's the crazy thing. Not only has Micah Parsons for 2 weeks not had any sacks whatsoever for the Packers, you know who hasn't thrown any touchdown passes for 2 straight weeks?
Jordan Love.
Yes. That's not a good combination. That's a good combination on why they lost the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I think Gary had a sack, and that's the only reason why he's a half sack up on Aiden Hutchinson last week. Because Aiden Hutchinson didn't get sacked, but other people did because they were double teaming him.
I feel like if going back to like the matchups, if the Bears and Vikings game is anything like the first time they matched up, that could be
it'll be a good game to watch. Yes, I agree. Bears are playing much better offensively. Defensively, they can't stop a cold. And the Vikings couldn't stop the Ravens from doing anything to them last week. Much I hate to say it, they made JJ their pick.
Yeah. Too bad we couldn't. Too bad we
He
couldn't.
looked like he did when he lost. No, he never. Did he lose a game ever starting for Michigan?
Nope. Not as a starter.
That's right. It was the other guy, Cade, whatever his name was.
McNamara.
He was the one that lost the game prior to him taking over. That's And for the Lions fans out there, we are wearing the normal aways of the silver pants, the white jersey, and the normal helmet and white socks. I'm glad I get that stuff sent to me now. It makes it a lot easier. Instead of having to hunt for it, I just go and open a message up.
Right.
But this has been Fantasy Talk with SJB and Haacker. Austin, tell everybody about your channel so they can go over and subscribe because it's important for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can head on over to YouTube at Hackton Fantasy Sports Talk. Drop me a follow. Hit the bell notification for every time I go live. I'm live every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with my good friend Jeremy B. And we can go over everything fantasy football, Lions, NFL, football in general. We talk about it. And you can also catch me on a lot of JB's other shows. I'm a frequent guest on Wednesdays for the Roundtable Talk and Fridays for the NFL Fan Cave, or for the Lions Fan Cave chat on Friday nights at 9 o'clock. So you can catch me there as well. Appreciate everyone for dropping in, commenting in the chat, and being engageful. All your comments and your engagement is appreciated.
I want to thank everybody for watching and to tell you the same thing I tell everybody who watches me. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. With all of the stuff that has happened recently, and I don't want to say the name again because it makes me upset to think about, do not forget that this November is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. If you are depressed, grieving, or feeling suicidal, please call the text or chat the suicide prevention hotline of 988. This has been Fantasy Football Talk, and we are out. Thank you, everybody.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.